Hey everyone, it's Shauna. Welcome back to my channel. Again, long time no see. I've actually just been dropping the ball for the past year on this channel. I just haven't had the motivation to even do my makeup, period. So hopefully by 2020 I'll try again and start posting more, as I have been feeling a lot more motivated lately. I've just been in a rut for the past year basically, so it's nice to be back. But today I'm going to be showing you how I got this holiday glam, and I kind of want to call this look champagne showers. I don't know, when I was doing my makeup I kind of just thought about it, and it's just so nude and glowy and glossy and just perfect for the New Year's, to be honest. And even if it's not for the New Year's, just the holidays in general, because that's just the time to get glammed, okay? So without further ado, let's just get this look started. Alright, so I already did my brows, so I'm just going to start on my face. So today I'm using the Touch in Sol No Problem Primer, which is just this one over here. I'm just going to be applying that with a brush all over my face. And just really working that into the skin. And I'm actually going to be using another primer today as well. This is the Becca Evermatte Poreless Primer. You already know this is the GOAT. And even in the winter, I still like to use this as well because I do have oily skin. But in the winter, I use a lot less. So just around that much. And I'm going to be putting that on my problem areas, which is my T-zone. So just dabbing that in. And I only use this now in the winter if I really need to have a flawless full day type of look, where I know I will not be able to touch up or whatever, and I just want my makeup to last, last. I'm just going to let that settle on my face first. So in the meantime, I'm actually just going to define my brows a little bit more. This is the NYX Wonder Pencil, which is just a nude color liner, and I'm just going to be cleaning up underneath my brow. And then just taking a brush to blend that all out. And the foundation that I'm going to be using today is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. This one is the GOAT if you want this to last 40,000 years. I have been through thick and thin with this. I have cried, bawled my eyes out, literally wore this all day for I swear to God, 20 hours, and it hasn't budged. So I'm going to go with this today. This foundation is a little bit too light for me, but it's fine. I'll just put a powder on top. And for that full coverage look, I like to apply it with a really dense kabuki brush first, and then I like to soften it out with a beauty blender afterwards. So this brush I'm using is the Sigma Flat Kabuki the Sigma Flat Kabuki in F80. I'm gonna take it off my hand and then just literally just push it into my skin. And it's okay if it looks a little cakey because I will be going in with a sponge after too. This foundation for sure is too light for me, but I'm just trying to get rid of all of my makeup. I'm doing a big declutter, so we'll fix that with bronzer and everything later. But ideally use the right shade. I like to soften everything out to make it less cakey using a beauty blender. This one is the Remix Studio Beauty Sponge. It's so bomb, it's so good. And I'm just going to just pat that all in. Just soften everything out. And for concealer, I'm actually going to be trying a new product today. It is the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I've been wanting to try this for a long time, but I've just been decluttering my makeup and not buying things, but I decided to treat myself to try this out. So I'm in the shade medium 1, which is a Custard. Alright, and I'm just going to be going in with a concealer brush over here. Just put it under my eyes. This one is not drying at all, which is great. Well, so far, I guess. So I'm just going to focus that on the inner corners first. And then the excess, I'll put it on the outer corners. And then I'm just going in with the mini version of that sponge and just blending that all out. And also putting the excess on my lids to prep it for eyeshadow. And to set my under eyes and my eyes, I'm going to be using the Becca Hydra-Mist Set and Refresh powder. This powder is honestly amazing. It feels like you're literally misting water on your face, so it's super hydrating, but it also mattifies and sets. So I'm just going to be taking a little brush tapping the excess off, and then setting my under eyes. And I'll also be setting my lid as well. And for the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Setting Powder. So this is new as well. I actually just got it, so I haven't tried it yet. And I'm in the shade Banana. Oh, this smells so good. And again, my face is super oily, so I like pack on the powder, sis. Like, even in the winter, it's still pretty oily. So to add some life and color to my face, I'm going to be using the NYC Sunny Bronzer, the OG. But on top of that, I'm actually going to add a little bit of the Rodial Beauty Instaglam Compact Contour, since it is more of like a cool tone ashy color, while this one is a little bit too orange sometimes. So I gotta, you know, neutralize it out. So I'm just going to go in with a contour brush. This is the Moda Pro BMX 130 pointed blush brush, but I use it for contour and I haven't changed this brush since it's just so good. Like, it's so perfect. And just in circular motions, just give myself some more color. And I just like to add some color to the center of my face too. Okay, so now going into the Rodial Beauty Ashy Tone Bronzer, I'm just going to use the same brush and just further define where I contoured, and to also make it less warm toned. And then just using a smaller brush with the same Rodial contour, just going to add some to the side of my nose, just very lightly. So I'm just going to take a pause on my face and move on to the eyes now. For my eyes today, I'm going to be using the Dose of Colors Baked Browns palette, which is this one. Honestly, I've just been using this every day, like for my everyday look, and even for glam looks. It's just like been my go-to for these beautiful browns. To start off, I'm going to be using the shade right over here, just as an overall lid color. So taking a fluffy brush, I'm just going to be applying that all over the whole lid. And to darken the outer corner a little bit, I'm going to go in with this one right over here, which is the center color. So I'm just going to use the exact same brush and just darken the outside a little bit. And then whatever I have excess left on the brush, I'm just going to, with a super light hand, blend on the outside and then go in. Like very lightly. And go higher up than the crease. And to add some more depth into my eye, I'm going with a smaller brush with the shade from this Storybook Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. This one is in the Little Red Riding Hood collection, which is so cute. That's what it looks like. So I'm just going to go in with the shade over here. And what I'm going to do is actually go above where I would usually go put my crease in, just a little bit higher. And with a very light hand, just adding that depth in. And I'm actually dragging it into the inner corner. Exact same on the other side. Alright, so I just dropped this Baked Browns palette, so one of the shades shattered, unfortunately, which is so sad. I love this palette. But I'm actually going to take the brush that it came with, which is a smaller, thinner brush, and just going in with the darkest shade here, which is the brown. And then I'm just going to further define that little crease I made earlier. Okay, this looks a little whack right now because things aren't fully blended yet, but I promise you, she's gonna look good afterwards. So after we have kind of like the outline going, we're going to go back with the first brush with no product and just really blend in the bottom part here. And after that's blended out, I'm going back to that brown shade over here and mixing it with the one right beside it. I'm just trying not to spill this one over here. But I'm just going in with these two colors And then just like darkening the outer corner here. And just really bringing the outer corner together with that crease that we did earlier. And then we're actually going back to the concealer. So I'm taking a concealer brush into that pot and then just sculpting like a mini crease just right over here to the inner corner and just stopping halfway. But really sculpting underneath that crease that we made. So as you can see, it definitely cleaned up a lot of that mess that we made. This concealer is amazing. It's not even creasing, which is like surprising since whenever I do use concealer to sculpt out that like half moon of my eye, it always creases, but this doesn't. So I am already obsessed with this concealer. I'm going back to that small brush that we used to like darken the outer corner with no product actually. I'm just going to blend that line between the concealer and the eyeshadow. Just to soften it out a little bit. So if you could compare this eye to this eye, there's like a really harsh, rigid line compared to this. It's like softening out a little bit. So then just soften it out by blending the concealer and the shadow. Alright, and for the fun part, I'm going to add a little bit of a shimmer to where we put the concealer on. So I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics Carli Bybel palette. Obsessed with this whenever I need a nice little shimmer. I'm going in with this highlight shade over here since it has this beautiful champagne shade. And also just adding a little bit of that gold. And what I'm going to do is basically dab the shimmer onto the concealer. Just really packing that on. I also drag this into the inner corner like this as well. And now I'm just going to further darken out the outer corner a little bit with the darkest shade in the Baked Browns palette again. So I'm going to start by patting it on first. Then with the excess I have on the brush, just bring it in really lightly. Just to give that flawless blend. And just to balance out the eyes a little bit more, I'm going to add the darkest shade over here and the one right beside it onto the bottom lash line. I'm just going to line my eyes and add a wing to it. So I'm just going to line my eyes. And the lashes that I'm going to be using today is the JC Luxury Lashes. This is in the style Queen Bee. My go-to lashes. Just like the perfect amount of glam. So I'm just going to add some glue to this first. And while I let that glue dry for a little bit, I am going to be applying a light layer of mascara as well. And to define my eyes even more, I'm just going to be going in with the Makeup Forever Aqua Eyes. And it is just like the black liner, and I'm just going to line my entire waterline from the outer corner to the inner corner. Alright, so the eyes are done. We got the champagne showers looking type of eyes. So now I'm just going to go back to my face to finish it up. So for my face, for blush, I am going to be going in with the Note Luminous Silk Compact Blusher. The shade is like this. It looks so gorgeous. It's more of like a corally, peachy kind of blush, which I love. And this is a super pigmented blush too, so I gotta make sure I tap it off. And starting from outside here, I'm just going to go in with circular motions onto my cheeks. Sometimes looks like you did put too much and your face can't handle the heat like mine right now, I'm just going to go in with the beauty blender that I used and just go on top of that blush to soften out the look. And it just kind of mutes the blush just a tiny bit. For highlighter, you guys already guessed it, I'm going to be using the Ofra highlighter in Rodeo Drive. I've actually had this for years, and like I finally started to like make some progress with the pan, you know? So I'm kind of happy about that, but this is for sure my top highlighter. So I'm just going in with a highlighting brush. This one is the Luxie Beauty Tapered Highlighter, and just tap it onto where I want to highlight. So it's my cheekbones and just around the temple like this. And I like to tap on the highlight instead of brushing it, just to give it a more blended look, you know. Then on the tip of my nose, Cupid's bow, and the bridge. Of course, my brow bone as well. I usually do the inner corners too, but since we already put that beautiful champagne shade on the inner corner of my eyes, I don't have to put it into my inner corners, otherwise I would have still done it. Alright, so now that the skin is nice and glowy and shimmery and sparkling and just looking like some champagne showers just happened, you know, we're going to add some more to the lips. So we're going to go for a gloss today, but before that I'm just going to line my lips with the MAC lip liner in Spice. And then just filling in a little bit. And for lipstick, I'm just going to be using the MAC Honey Love, which is a beautiful nude. For the final touches, to give that final glow, I'm going to be going in with the Becca Glow Gloss. I've actually just discovered this product. It was actually in my BoxyCharm, and like I'm obsessed. Like I would wear this even just on its own. Like it's just so beautiful, and it isn't like sticky like other glosses, and it has this nice champagne tone too, so it kind of like mutes out the pink. Just going to add a generous layer onto the lips. Alright, so this is it for the holiday look. I think it's perfect for New Year's Eve, honestly. If not, even use it for the holidays. It's just so like nude and glowy, but it still has that like glam factor to it, you know? So I honestly haven't even looked this glam in so long, so I'm just so happy that finals are over. The holidays is finally commencing, and if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up on this video. It would help me so much, along with commenting down below what you're doing for the holidays, and subscribe. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!